look like $10 billion. The new face of Bare Knuckle FC, Taylor Starling, Killer B.
I know that's right.
First and foremost, how you doing? How you feeling? How you feeling physically and mentally, maybe more important?
It's so funny. I just talked to David Feldman, and he's like, "How you feeling?" And my answer was like, "I've never felt so shitty and so amazing at the same time." And
Wow.
he instantly was like, "Dude, are you okay? Are you having like headaches?" I'm like, "No, no, no. I'm just like sore and like my face, but I'm so like on cloud nine too, you know?"
Right, right. That's incredible. So much. Like, there's so much I want to get to you on it. Like, maybe first question I wanted to ask you is, in a way, no one, I hear all the time, like, you want to have, like, knockout of the night or the performance of the night. And, George Masvidal knocked out Askren in 4 seconds, was never touched, and kind of still, ascended his career. You went through a war, a 5-round, 10-minute, 2-minute each war. Do you feel like it was in a long way? You look good. You look good in a long way. Like, do you look back and you're like, hey, I wish I would have maybe knocked her out in 30 seconds, or in a way like it was maybe good for me in my career going forward that it happened, and it stinks that you're in a little bit of pain right now, but in future it's like everything will work out.
The funny thing is like, in the fight, I wanted to knock her out so bad. I dropped her twice, and honestly, like, that crap sucked. I was like, this is not as easy as I thought. So I want to take her out. But then, like, once we got to the 3rd round and I knew that, like, I just couldn't get her out of the fight, I was like, I actually really wanted to go 5 rounds because I want to give a dominant performance for these 5 rounds, and I want to dominate her. And, like, I'm like, it was fun. Like, it sucked, but it was fun. And I was like, I'm enjoying, like, being really technical and, like, doing that, you know?
Right. What's the one thing that you didn't expect going into it? Was it, of course, was it the knuckles? Was it more painful than you thought? The crowd, the lights, all of that. What was something that's like, holy crap, I got into that circle and it was a little bit different than I thought?
The craziest thing to me was, like, to get hit with a fist, like, with a big shot, like, to your jaw wasn't that bad. But, like, to take, like, a tiny little knuckle on your eyebrow that, like, slices you open,
Right.
I was like, oh shit. And then, like, also, like, punching bare knuckle, like, I think that's the one thing that people probably don't think about a lot is, like, punching with bare knuckle, like,
Right.
hitting her in her face and, like, hitting her bones. My knuckles, like, my hands just stopped working. It felt like, to, like, because I'm, like, hitting her so hard and my hands were just hurting. And, like, I didn't expect, like, my hands to hurt that bad, you know?
Right. I don't know if you could see all the comments. So many comments saying
I
bad.
know.
Pride. Like, one had a really good one. Pain is temporary. Pride is forever. Like, so many great comments. Keep it going, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Taylor,
thank you guys.
I can only imagine, man. Okay, then tell us one thing. I know that you were really happy about the entrance and the walk. That ramp was so cool. Tell me about weigh-ins. I thought weigh-ins did a great job. I thought you looked wonderful in weigh-ins. We talked after weigh-ins, and I felt like it was like I felt you had a good advantage going into the fight. It was just something there. You just looked so bigger and taller, and you look like the dominant performer going into it. Just tell me, throw some bows about the whole bare knuckle scene.
Oh man, like, the whole thing, like, from start to finish was just amazing. Like, the energy that I had around me all week long, and, like, all the whole camp, like, the whole camp, like, just everything was amazing. And I, like, even during my camp, I sat and thought, like, what can I do to make an impression on everybody? And, like, I know that, like, people love the look, so, like, I was like, I gotta go to weigh-ins looking like a Barbie doll, and I gotta think of a good walkout. And when I was thinking about my walkout, I didn't think about myself. I was thinking, like, okay, what is something that, like, I can play that people are gonna hear and, like, be hyped, and what's gonna get me hyped, like, you know?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
really put a lot of thought and stuff into everything, and I trained my ass off, and everything was just good. Like, there was no way that I couldn't win because everything from start to finish was just perfect.
I'm telling you, got so many great comments. People are saying that dance, so many parts to you. That walkout was lit as F. to the kids
Listen,
out there
okay, like let
watching?
me say one thing about my walkout. Like I
Okay.
knew I was gonna come out dancing because I always come out dancing. But like when I dropped it low and like when I busted down that one time
Yep.
and like when I got back up, I was like, I know I did not just like drop it low one time like on the runway. Like I was like in my head I was about to get like greased up. I'm like, I know I did not just like bust down on that runway.
And like
Like
how cool that picture, I sent it to you, I think yesterday, the day before. Then we put the logo. Like that picture, your hand was like so perfect out there. It was like, what was that? It was like you were reaching out to the crowd. It was just like one of those iconic pictures. I think that will live forever.
it was the most electrifying feeling. Like when my music started and I heard everyone like, ah, like I was like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. And it really hyped me up. It really hyped me up.
Wow, they're saying that the dance and your dancing set the tone. They said you're dope. F the negativity thrown at you. Much respect. I'm telling
Oh,
you,
thank you
loving it.
guys.
At least you didn't say you weren't a fight of the year, the best entrance of the night. So much positivity coming your way.
Just like
Killa
it makes me
fire.
want to cry. Like it really makes me want to cry. Like
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, so, okay, let me take it kind of for my perspective in a way. So I was so excited and so pumped for your fight. Don't cry. You're going to make me cry, okay?
I'm trying not to.
You're amazing. You can. You can. It was, so I'm watching the fight. And I started, I was taking pictures and I was recording some of the videos of the fight because I wanted documentation and for Fight Bananas and all that. But then, like, it somehow it changed into like this moment, like everyone there live in the moment. And one thing, it was after round 2 going into round 3, I'm looking around Taylor. There's Shaquille O'Neal, there's Anthony Showtime Pettis, there's wrestlers, there's Melky from First Round Management, Dean Toole, everyone, David Feldman, the president, everyone's standing and they're clapping for a minute straight. I was like, this is like, and and I'm looking and the whole crowd starts standing. It was like this incredible moment between round 2 and 3. Did you feel that at all or notice it at all, or you were just so locked in that moment?
Like honestly, no. Like, and I think I've told a couple people this. Like, I remember at the end of my fight, I literally felt as if like I was fighting mediocre at best. And that sounds like, I don't know if that sounds like awful of me to say, but like I felt like, I mean, honestly, it was so hard and so tough that I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm about to like get knocked out on TV, and like it just felt like, oh my god, this is really hard, and I'm going in there and throwing everything I got. I got my coach Keith yelling at me like, go in there and finish her. I'm like, I'm trying, it's just not happening. And like, so to me, like I really didn't realize until the fight was over and I kind of like looked and seen everybody standing up, and I was like, I was just thinking in my head, like, oh yeah, KnuckleMania is lit. Like everybody was like, like I didn't realize it was like the performance that I had put on, until I got out of there and people were just like swarming me.
Yeah, like it was crazy. Like I kind of even have goosebumps now, and I had goosebumps in the moment. Kind of back to all these people, all these fans are saying amazing fight, great fight, one of the best I've ever seen. One person said, your eye is open today. Congratulations. By far the best fight. The best
crazy
in a long time. Taylor's the shit. Always looking for the kill. Love to watch her compete. One person said Killa B versus Paige next. Taylor should be the Bare Knuckle FC champ.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Like, oh, let's kind of talk about, and I saw it earlier. They said a question from one of the people in here is like, how soon would you want to get back into the ring? How long do you want to kind of rest up, let your body heal? I know you got a 45-day suspension. What's the kind of time length that we can expect you maybe back in the squared circle?
Listen, if my hands were working, I would be in there tomorrow, first of all, because I'm a psychopath. But I'm going to train tonight. Like, I'm going to train. I'm not going to punch or anything. I'm going to do something. Like, I'm going to the gym tonight to train, period. Like, that's it. I want to get in there as soon as possible. They literally told me in the back, like, we are giving you a 45-day suspension because we know that if we don't, that you're going to be trying to fight somebody in, like, a week. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Right.
I'm dying at a comment. Someone said, "Give me some fucking water." And that's because, like, my poor coach, Keith, like, I was in the corner and, like, you can only have one cornerman. So he's trying to, like, get me water, get my stool. And I literally was like, "Give me my fucking water. Give me my fucking water." And he was like, "I'm trying."
Great comments. Like, yeah, Taylor versus Page is the fight to make. Big money maker. A lot of love. So much comments. One thing I kind of want to mention, two things, because you never fought in 5 2-minute rounds, especially like in bare knuckle that way. A really probably one of the best fans of all time says Susie S57. I love no excuses attitude, inspirational. So you never fought with 5 2-minute rounds, like, and me and you, we talked MMA. This is like the first time when we talked, like, in a mixed martial arts fight, there's like sometimes you can conserve energy and almost rest. You can't do that in bare knuckle. How was it cardio wise? How did you feel in the 4th and 5th round, especially?
It's crazy because, like, I knew a lot of people were coming online and saying, or like even in the fight, like while I was in the fight, I could hear everyone around me like, "She's tired," and like honestly, I wasn't tired cardio wise. My hands were just starting to hurt so bad that I slowed down because I knew that if I was going to throw a punch, I had to make it count. If I was going to throw a shot, I needed to make it count. I didn't want to hit somewhere that wasn't going to do damage because my hands were so freaking hurt that I didn't want to waste my punches at the end. But my cardio is perfect. Like, I felt fine. Like, I mean, half the rounds I was, like, standing up because they couldn't get my stool in the ring. So I'm, like, standing there, and I wanted to sit down. Like, my body was like, what the hell is going on? But I definitely felt really good. I didn't feel gassed. Like, I didn't feel tired, like, oh, I can't go anymore. It just was more so that my hands were really hurting.
Right. Favorite new
But
fighter?
there's, like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but, like, my coach, or like my coach, one of the things he told me was, like, don't go in there and brawl. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go in there and brawl, Keith. And then, like, what do? The fucking bell rings. I was like, bah, 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 bah. Like, because you're right in front of each other. There's no option. Like, there's not really an option of, like, pick your distance. Like, you don't get that second to, like, find your range and do all that. You're right in front of each other, like, in each other's face. So.
Right. I had another question, but this is way more important. Someone's asking where the Killer B merch. Where can they find merchandise for Killer B? I know you just threw up a link for the calendar, so where can people find this to keep on supporting and helping?
If you guys want some of my Killer B merch, check out Just Heart Apparel. I have a different link in my bio right now for my calendar because I just came out with a sexy calendar, and I know that looking at me, you would just think that I am so sexy. But I did like a boudoir calendar that you can get on Etsy, and it's in the link in my bio. But Just Heart Apparel has my shirts, hoodies, crop tops, all kinds of stuff. If you go to Just Heart Apparel, you'll find it on there. My walkout shirt from my fight that I wore, a lot of good stuff. They have so much stuff. They have jiu-jitsu stuff, even though I don't do jiu-jitsu, But if you want to wear something with Killer B on it, Just Heart's got you.
Okay. Also, yeah, send that link. We'll put it in the Fight Bananas, in our profile too, to kind of keep the bus rolling, keep this momentum going. It's unbelievable, so much support. She flies. Fuji's laughing my ass off. One thing another thing that people that told me about bare knuckle, and this was my 4th event live, that people don't understand how hard the ropes are. Like, those are like metal. Those are hard as F. Like, can you tell people about how hard those are?
That was the main problem of, like, getting my stool in the ring. Like, you can't, like, they can push it down pretty hard to get you in there to fight, but it's hard to, like, get anything else in there. Those ropes, I remember I, like, walked up to it for the first time before the fight started or anything to, like, feel out the ring, and I was like, oh shit, like, this thing is solid. Like, there's no bouncing off of it. There's, like, it is a solid circle all the way around.
Yeah, it's hard. Another thing I kind of wanted to talk about. So everyone now knows Taylor Starling. They know Killer B, and this superstar is just blossoming right in front of our eyes. But I would love for you to take back some of the people, some of the fans, the first time seeing you, hearing you now, the last 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, year, and, going to MMA and kickboxing and boxing, how, just maybe a little a Reader Digest over the last year or a year and a half?
It's kind of heavy. Hold on, it's kind of heavy. You know, I've just been, I'm gonna guess say all over the place, like trying to really find what was good for me. Like I really wanted to be in a discipline where I was gonna make good money, but where I was happy and where someone wanted the best for me. And I really struggled finding that. And I felt like I kind of was I had success in MMA, I had success in boxing, I've had success in kickboxing, and then I had losses in them, and like all of them I was like, I'm happy that I'm fighting, I'm happy with like some of the wins, but and like also on the personal aspect of it, like I had a lot of things going on in my personal life, like going through divorce and hard relationship problems and things like that, and struggling to just make a life for myself. And that plays a huge factor in things. Like I always heard, like, don't fight if you're not okay up here, and I'd never really believed that until I took a loss, and then I realized like my mental game wasn't there. And like before this fight I had 2 losses, and the one thing I can say about those 2 losses is in both of those fights I told people like Killa B's not there. Like I went in that fight and Killa B just didn't show up. And the second fight I lost, I said Killa B just didn't show up. Like I didn't feel the switch flip. Like, you know, like it just didn't happen. And I was so defeated after those 2 losses. Like the last one was in October.
Right.
I felt so depressed because I felt like, where is that person? Where is Killa B, and why can't I get her back? And why don't I just feel like the same savage that I used to be? And you know, making some changes and just really like figuring everything out and getting the best energy around me and the best people around me now. Like when I walked out and that song dropped, I was like, she is back, bitch. Like what? I was like, there she is. Like I felt Killa B in my soul, like just coming out, and I was like, man, I can't wait to get in that ring and like just fucking kill this girl. That's what it felt like. So it was a great feeling to get it back, you know, after just like the hardest 2 years of my life.
That was the moment you knew Killa B was back, was the end?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's probably why I dropped it down one time. Like I was like, okay, sis, like here we are. Wow. I'm back and better than ever. Let's go.
So much here. Fight of the year candidate. Mental's 80% of the success. The entrance. Loses making stars. Back up the Brinks truck. I like that. It's coming. It's coming. Have you talked with your opponent since the fight? We saw there's like a picture that went pretty viral. You guys hugging. Have you guys talked since the fight?
No, and it's not like, I mean, I kind of have back and forth, like, should I reach out to her? Should I not? But like, I'm one of those people, when I lose, like, don't fucking talk to me. Like, don't fucking talk to me. Like, honestly, and like, it's, I feel like this is going to give me a good second to speak on this, because I did a couple interviews like for the Bare Knuckle website and things where people ask me questions like, what do you think about your opponent? And I think some things got taken out of context where or maybe she was just offended, you know, like where I said like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make her want to quit. And that's just me believing in myself as a fighter and carrying that confidence. I never once badmouthed her or talked bad about her or said anything ill of her at all. Like I even said like she's a badass in jiu-jitsu, like she's a black belt. But I don't think her striking is what my striking is, because she's more jiu-jitsu. And I think there was a lot of back and forth online that I stayed out of, just because I don't really like to look at the negative stuff online. But I think that somewhere along the line that she took it as if I was talking shit about her, but I never did. And I went up to her after the fight. I told her her boobs were awesome. Like, she had humongous boobs that, like, even I was, like, staring at them. Like, and, like, I don't know why. I just have, like, no filter. So, like, the first thing that comes out of my mouth is I'm like, that was an awesome fight. By the way, you have a really nice rack. And she's just, like, you know, about to go get, like, fixed. And I'm just like, why did I just say that? And I told her thank you and, like, how tough that was and what an honor it was. But as far as that, like, that's as much as we've talked. But I really hope that she has a speedy recovery. I hope she's okay, and I hope that, you know, she has a great career, and I really appreciate her stepping in there with me.
Right, right. What's the story if a young girl or someone young in mixed martial arts that's kind of like you said maybe didn't know where they were, not they couldn't find a spot. Like, what's the story or the lesson that you would like to kind of teach on and kind of get out from, not being in where you want to be in life or, in your career to right now being where you want to be, being super successful, having the world at your fingertips. What's the story? What's the lesson there?
Sorry, someone said Sagala has a great rag and just made me giggle. um, I had to hear about her boobs all week long, okay? Okay, anyways, the best thing I can say, like the biggest thing I can say, because I was that person. I was like young and I wasn't good at anything. And like I really couldn't find something that set my soul on fire. And like but when I did get into boxing and fighting and realized it set my soul on fire, but I wasn't that great, I just had to keep going. Keep
Right.
going, keep going, keep going. And like even still like recently, like having 2 years of like losing and winning and losing and having a losing streak, like never once did I give up. Like there were times where I was like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. I don't like feeling like this. I feel like a loser. I hated that. But like something in my heart, like keep going. If there's something that sets your soul on fire that you just can't imagine like not doing in your life, like you just got to keep going. Like that's as simple as it is. You got to keep going and keep, like, you got to work hard. You have to work hard and keep going even on the days where you feel like you can't go anymore. Like you got to, even when you're young, and I know it's harder to say that to younger people, like work hard and keep going, kids and teenagers. Like when I was a teenager, I thought I knew everything.
Right.
So but it's true. Like whatever it is that you want to do, like if you work hard and just keep chipping away at it, like it will pay off. And this is like the prime example, because I'm telling you, even before I walked out, I was terrified. I was so terrified and just like, I don't want to lose. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid that I'm going to walk on this runway and go out there and get knocked out in front of thousands and millions of people.
Right.
But I was like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna walk down that runway and I'm gonna keep going no matter what. And it paid off.
It did pay off. Taylor Killer B. Starling, literally the superstar of KnuckleMania, right now the superstar of Bare Knuckle FC. So much. Kind of two last things for you. One is Britton Hart versus Paige Van Zant was the main event. Britton Hart won unanimous decision. Press conference afterwards. You were there. I was there. We both kind of talked about it. Britton was very positive towards you, very welcoming and very heart to you. Do you see you two guys linking up in the near future? Would you want to fight maybe someone else, or what's kind of your take on Britton versus Paige?
If you keep asking me this question and I keep hearing this dang question, I'm just kidding. No, like my take with Britton was it was hard at first, like to Paige is such a superstar and Britton's got the experience, so I was like, oh god, and then like I was like, but I'm going for Britton. I'm team Britton all the way. Britton. And after I got out of that ring and felt the fucking punches to my face and felt what it was like, I knew that Britton was going to win because she had the experience. She had the experience of being in there and knowing what that was like. And Paige didn't. So I knew that was going to be a huge advantage for Britton. Because I'm going to tell you right now, like, I'm happy that I went in there with somebody who had, like, the same experience, because it's like it's a whole different ballgame. And with me fighting Britton, I'm going to just say that I will do whatever I'm told, because I want a good long career with Bare Knuckle, and whatever they want, I'll do. It's my job. It's a job now. But I love Britton, and it does hurt to think like we might have to fight, like, because I really, like, I think the world of Britton. She's so sweet. I was in the back locker room. She was gassing me up. I'm gassing her up. And we're like, me and her looked at each other and we both said, like, we are going out here and we're going to win. And we're both going to win. And we both deserve it. And it was just such a special moment to be on that card with her and share that moment. After the fight, we saw each other and we both started crying instantly, looking at each other like as moms and like everything that we've gone through to like that we have similar. So if we did fight each other, it would be nothing but respect, you know? Like, it would be nothing but respect. I would say, like, I don't want it to happen just because I love Britain. And that makes it difficult. But if it has to happen and that's what people want to see, then I'll be there and we'll put on a show.
You guys would. It would be easily a main event. Both of your names right now are so hot. And I think it would be great. I think it would be great to see a high-level combat sports female fight so highly on respect and love, like you said, and about moms and of that nature. I think that would be a big, big fight. That would be big, big things. I cannot tell you how much. Steal the show. Way to go. Killed it. Look forward to your next one. Steal the show. That's awesome. Like, people are still tuning in.
I love you guys all so much. Like, I don't know if you heard after my fight, but I was like, I fucking love you guys. I love you. Like, I really just, like, it's like, and it's people I don't even know. Like, I love you. I love you all. Like, this is what I do it for. If it wasn't for all of the people that just show me so much love, like, I couldn't function. Joey is killing me. What is your hair care routine?
That's for me. What's David's hair routine? I thank the good Lord above, and I just, just push up. That's all I do. Just push up.
I feel like you're just saying that. Like, it's just I woke up like this. But like, okay.
Savage, definitely fight of the night. So much. You hear that, guy? She loves us.
I do. The love, like this feeling, like you guys don't even know. I love everybody.
I guess we'll finish on this. The platform is yours. Like I said, any kind of management. I know First Round Management was so Malky Cowell was so supportive and was so like admired that night, and so like, did you guys see Taylor start? He was yelling at like strangers. Did you see Taylor fight? Malky was so pumped for you. Of course we know Dean Toole was just 100% behind you all the way. And even sponsors of that nature. Just the floor is absolutely yours, and take it away.
Okay, this is gonna be a long list of people. Okay, first of all, and like I have to start with my gym, Modern Warrior, and my coach Keith Richardson. Like really poured all of his energy, soul, heart, nerves. I'm gonna say nerves because I think I drove him psycho. I'm not even gonna say all week, like the second I signed the contract till now, like I'm still driving him nuts. He just really, like, I can't even put into words enough how much energy he put into me for this fight. Joey McPeak, and Jerron Reeves, Duke the GOAT, you guys, my teammates, my coaches, they were all with me all week and just gave me the best energy that, like, I couldn't even lose. Like, there was no way. They did anything I asked them. If I needed them to get me female products, we'll say that. If I needed them to do anything, they were, I'm telling you, at the drop of a hat, anything I needed, they helped me with and then did more. So I really appreciate them. And all my teammates.
Did you make a special trip that day?
What?
Did you make a special trip that day somewhere to get something?
So me and Joey, like, funny story. Everybody on fight day, like, fighters are supposed to be like laid out, relaxing, sleeping, like conserving their energy. Me and Joey McPeak decided that we were going to go on a donut run after I got my hair braided. And it wasn't just any donut run. We somehow ended up in Universal Orlando at Voodoo Donuts. And it ended up being like a day excursion. Like by the time we got back to the hotel, it was time for me to go fight. So yeah, my coach was not very happy about that. And but it was awesome. It was awesome. It was an experience, and it made for the best day, the best fight day. on top of that, like one of my teammates at Modern Warrior, like all of my teammates are so special, but Naman is this young stud coming out of Modern Warrior, and he had to deal with me as much as Keith did, me punching him in the face, sparring with him, yelling at him, me just all day, every day. And he did it with a smile on his face and was so supportive and so encouraging. And I can't thank him enough for doing that, because I really feel like he just was a key factor in me winning. And so thank you, Naman. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty. I want to thank you and Dean Toole. I've been talking to you for years, and it feels like it makes me so emotional, because like we literally have sat and talked about this moment for years. Like one day, like you're gonna get there, you're gonna get what you want, Taylor, you're a star. Me and Dean, like we think that you're just a star, and here we are. And it's just like, it's unreal, like so unreal. And thank you, because it's just like crazy to me. Like I hadn't met you before bare knuckle, like in person. I never met you in person, and you still every day believed in me and believed in something for me, and you didn't even know who I was, and you called me and talked to me and like have personal conversations with me, and it means a lot to me. And thank you. And thank you to Dean Toole. Thank you to David Arvello. Thank you, Malky from First Round Management. Like, it was just amazing to put on a show for you guys and show you like that you did right by signing me to First Round Management, and I'm so happy to be a part of that team. Thank you to David Feldman. Like, I have to say thank you to David Feldman, because he you know, just giving me this opportunity. Like I was gonna be satisfied if I was just on any bare knuckle card, but I got to be on the biggest one ever and open the show, and like they didn't know me. They didn't know if I was gonna come and like I'm all talk, or if I was gonna come and like, you know, give them what they wanted for a KnuckleMania. And so to get to put on a show for them and make them happy was really awesome. Thank you to all my sponsors. I'm trying, like, okay, some people kind of got a little upset because I forgot to mention them in some things, but it's just been like a whirlwind,
Yeah,
a whirlwind of so many people. So I'm going to say thank you to Puddins, thank you to Spike Bananas, thank you to Carolina CBD Hempire, Fusion CBD, thank you to Fast Frog Bakery, my family, thank you to Queen MMA Media, Bearded Mother Trucker, Daniel Martinez, Just Blaze, and I think I nailed all of them. Just Heart Apparel, I think I nailed all of them. But most importantly, more than anything in the world, thank you to my children. Like, I know that they're 3 and 4 and they're not going to see this right now, but like, they are the driving force in my life, and everything I do is for them. And that's the biggest thank you of all that I could give to them, is to be their mom and do it for them. So thank you, everybody, and thank you. And thank you, everybody on here, like, for the love. Like, thank you.
It's actually, it's so overwhelming. So many people, so many positive things. I haven't seen one negative thing. They just said, you made us a bare knuckle fan. We can't wait till your next fight. We're gonna watch your next fight. Tons of heart, tons of love, tons of support. It's unbelievable. It's really crazy. An absolute star. It was so cool to witness it live. Like I said, I knew it for years. Absolutely known it for years, but to see it come to fruition right in front of my face was just absolutely once in a lifetime moment I will never forget. So thank you. And we'll talk soon. We'll talk again like we always do.
I got one more thank you. And okay. I knew I would forget somebody. Thank you to Lady Tapa and Carrie of Women of the Carolinas Fight Life. They are so supportive. They literally like just came over and brought me a blender because I can't eat properly. They brought me a whole house full of groceries because I don't want to go in public and I can't move. So thank you guys for everything. And Jeff, thank you, everybody.
Very cool. Well, awesome, Taylor. Thank you. We'll talk soon, and just congratulations, and we're all so happy for you. Thank you. We'll talk to you again
I appreciate it. Bye, Dave.
later.
Bye, guys.